I'm Cherise Nicole with CNikky.
And you're watching CNikky.com.
Browning, and you're watching CNikky.com.
And you're watching CNikky.com.
And you're watching CNikky.com.
Vegas, and you're watching CNikky.com.
And you are watching CNikky.com. See ya. Y'all see CNikky.
This is your girl Cherise Nicole with CNikky.com, and you already know I am so happy right now and so excited to bring my people, one of my favorite people on the entire planet, to Delaterra. You guys know this is my spot for cocktails and conversations, and I'm here with my boy, my ace from Foray Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? VH1 represent Ballers, The Breaks, Power. I mean, the dude is killing it on VH1. My boy that plays Antoine Harris. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God.
She's the best. Thank you for having me, man. Foray.
Yes.
Team Foray.
Yes.
Team Foray is here.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we got together the last time. If you guys check out, I'll post a link after this for our last interview that we did with Antoine and Wood Harris. It was. I say this all the time on Instagram. It was honestly in my top interviews of all time. Of all time, we had so much fun. So much fun that we were like, we have to do it again. Now that The Breaks has been brought to series, what? What?
We just talking about it, hoping about it. Yes. It's crazy. That interview is what did it.
Right?
he knew he had to make a label. He's like, I got Nikki ready. Like, we gonna do it. The interview did it.
Now cut me the check. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You gonna give me the credit, cut me the check. No.
What happened? The situation was
Foray getting sued right now. They don't have the cash.
it's tied up. The money tied up.
Let me call Tip and see what Tip can do about it. Yes. Is that his name, Mr. Anders?
Mr. Paul Anders, Esquire. It's crazy.
No, but you know what? I'm so incredibly happy for you because, you know, you're a great actor, but you're such an amazing person. And I think I want people to know how amazing you are. And there's so many people that are now fans of yours, which is crazy. You have fans. And people want to get to know you. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get to know you. Tell me, like, where are you from?
I'm from Queens. Yes, Queens, New York City. Okay. Yes, I'm from Queens. North Side was good. South Side was good. I'm a native New Yorker. My mother is from Lumberton, North Carolina. Shout out to my family down there. And my pops is from the Bronx. So, yeah, moms came up. She worked a bank job. My dad was a postal worker. He bagged her up. He was delivering mail. So he was like, you know what?
Wait a minute. He did the lucky, like for Poetic Justice?
Just like Poetic Justice. No road trip, but same result.
What was it like for you in particular? Because I know you did a stint on Power. You've done Ballers for 2 seasons. But this role is like the first time you're really stepping into the forefront. You're on screen all the time. People know you. They're following your character and what you're gonna do. It's a different situation for you. So how does it feel to step into like a leading man role?
Man, it feels really good. You know what it really honestly feels like? You know what I say to myself sometimes? It's kind of like you get to see the flowers or the fruits of the seeds that you planted, regardless of, we have these schedules in our brain, like, 2 years I'm gonna be a lead man, 3 years I'm gonna be in a blockbuster film, such and such, but it doesn't always work like that. But what you can get from it is that, you know, what you put in is usually gonna be what you get out, especially if you're, you know, a good person and you don't wanna, you know, dampen anybody else's blessings, but you just kind of really focusing on yours and trying to sharpen your lane. Things come to fruition. So the way it feels to have a lead role now is just, it's a blessing, to be totally honest with you. Because to just be working on a show is a blessing as an actor, you know what I'm saying? But to be, like, integral to the story and to have, like, you know, storylines and arcs, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of responsibility, because I feel like I want to do the absolute best I can do to feel like in my brain I maybe a little bit deserve this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta put in the work so you can be like, hey, this, you know, okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable. I'm not comfortable yet, but I feel like I can see where comfort feels like. You know what I'm saying? Like I could get the sensations of what it could feel like to be a working actor, a leading man that's in a position like that at all times. Like I think that's a blessing and it's an honor, especially to be on a project that you care about. Yeah. You know, just to be on a project you care about. Because I would be a leading man on a project I didn't care about if I'm keeping it funky, just to be working. You know what I'm saying? But you're like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm keeping it real. Like, do you watch it? Yes. Tune in. This would just happen to me when I like to. So it's a double blessing.
Well, what was your journey like? What were you doing before this happened, and how long did it take you to break into the business?
Great question. My journey was like arduous. You know, when I came out of school, I went to Virginia Tech. When I came out of school, I was like, okay, I want to be an actor. How am I going to get into this game? How do I do it? And I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any contacts. I didn't have a rich uncle that had a studio. He's like, yo, come jump in this movie. So I was like, I'm just going to have to try to find my way through. So I did. I started modeling. I got signed to Boss Models. And I figured that would put me in rooms with people who I wouldn't normally be in rooms with. From that, I heard about background work. It was like this was the dilemma between background work and acting training, taking acting schools. And I looked at acting schools, for me, no disrespect to anybody who goes to acting schools, but like I looked at it like most of these teachers have never worked. Most of these teachers' students have never worked. So I looked at it like I don't really want to learn how to act just to be able to act for myself. Like I want to be able to be a professional, like if I can. So I started doing background work. I was an extra on the Taking the Pelham 1, 2, 3. I was an extra on so many projects. But what I got from it was I was able to sit 10 feet from Denzel on a 12-hour day. Yeah, I'm making $80 a day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're treated like trash. We're thrown in the bag. You get the horrible lunch. I get it. But that was my acting class to me. I got to see him work. I got to see Meryl Streep work. I got to see these giants work firsthand, like how they deal with the director, how they deal with the script, how they deal with the security team, how they deal with the extras, how they deal with like everything, how they exist in their work. That was a key for me. I did that for about 2 years. Then I did theater. I was in this Jim Jones play. And then like Jim Jones had a play. He had an album, and he was like, I want to do something different. He was like, I want to do a play. He did a play for it. We kind of like told stories through the whole project. It was off Broadway. Did that. Then from that, a director who had a studio liked me, and he put me in a whole bunch of his plays. I met John Leguizamo. So I did theater. That was really my training, that and a lot of reading. So that whole process was about 4 or 5 years there. And then I got a little indie film called Game Time. Then Lionsgate picked that up. So then you're like, oh, okay, yes. No, it didn't go down like that. Then it was right back to like just trying to stay around. Meanwhile, while I'm doing this, I'm doing music. I'm actually a songwriter as well. So throughout this whole process, I had 2 of my passions kind of fueling me. When one wasn't paying any bills, I was lucky enough that one was paying a few of them. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just getting to the point where they kind of balancing each other out. You know what I'm saying? But both of them was a 10-year journey. Then I got a little part on I got a guest starring on Mysteries of Laura. Then I got Ballers. Then I got The Breaks. Then I got Power. And that kind of all happened within 2-3 years. Yeah, it kind of all happened. So, like, you know, people like, it happened overnight. No, it happened like 8-9 years. Yeah, it was a journey. I actually came into, like, the forefront with it when I was working for this kid named Brendan Hines. I wrote all his project. Me and him wrote this project together. He got signed to Epic. That's where I met Jermaine. Met Jermaine Dupri. Jermaine Dupri was executive producing that project. Okay. This was like 5-6 years ago. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's really where I kind of jumped in. But as far as like the producers that I worked with, it's been Jermaine, Rockwilder, Drain Vidal. Like I worked with Diddy. We did a song for Day 26. The contract wasn't right, so you'll never hear it. Never hear it.
Why is that not hard to believe with Day 26? Why is that, you know what I'm saying? Why is that not hard to believe?
Yo, it was around the time making the band. So when they was sending people to get cheesecake, we was in the studio. Wow. We was in the studio. It was a grind, man. So both of those things was happening at the same time for me. You know, I was planting seeds in 2 impossible careers, they say, to make it in. But it's impossible if you think it's going to happen like this.
Right. And that's what people need to know. Yeah. Because this has become a world of overnight everything, instant everything. And people think it's that easy to have something that's worth it when it's really not. That's the lesson in this for all of the young teens and early 20s. Let's wake up here. It's a journey. It's you know, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. That's the truth. So you said Jermaine, you've worked with Jermaine Dupri. Do you still work with Jermaine Dupri?
It's just me on the songwriting side. So yeah, I'm working with Carson Looters is the act that he has now. We're doing some stuff with Bow right now. Just grinding, man.
The little white kid with the soulful voice.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. All right. Okay.
I got a joint with him coming too. We did that with Johnny, right? So we got some stuff cooking. You know, we got some stuff cooking. Yeah.
So, but you said Kenny Lattimore. So are you like a love writer? Like, do you write romantic things? Or are you like hardcore?
I predominantly write R&B. Like even some of my R&B songs, they're not like all like, you know, lovey-dovey. You know, like I just like the story that you could tell through a song. You know what I'm saying? I really like the story you could tell. I'm a writer. I'm a published poet. Nikki Giovanni was my teacher at Tech, so she got me into poetry. She's like my mentor. She's like a close friend of mine, and she published me in the 100 Greatest African American Poems, and that was like 6-7 years ago. So from that, she was like, you should be a writer. She said, Nikki told me I should be a rapper, which is crazy, because she was friends with Afeni Shakur, her and Parker. Like, she's like, I had a lot of things that kind of reminded her of him. She's like, you should be a rapper. And then I was like, I don't know, Nick. I don't know if I rap, but I like to write songs. She's like, well, you need to keep using that pen, keep pushing that pen. And so that kind of led to, you know, the songwriting thing, you know. Yeah. It's great. It's crazy.
You know what? It's kind of like me being like, you know what? Last week I was talking to a mama and he was telling me how to make my chicken. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, like when when you breeze over something like that, like, you know, yeah, Nikki Giovanni, she told me to be a rapper and she's, you know, my mentor and we, you know.
Yeah, love Nick.
What?
Yeah, she's my teacher. I went to Tech, so she was my teacher, and she like took a liking to me. It's funny how sometimes God plants things in your life. You know, He sees a play before you even know what game you in. You know what I'm saying? Like He's like, yeah, we'll put this there, we'll put this there, we'll put this there. I had an acting class. I took it as an elective. I'm an athlete. I took an easy elective. I was like, what? I'm gonna just take something easy. I'm gonna take an acting class. And that acting class kind of also showed me, like, you know, like you could do this. You know, you could learn this and figure this. I did Scarface. I'll never forget it. I thought I was Tony Montana. For a week leading up, you know, I'm in class. I had my cigar, you know what I'm saying. But in my brain, I'm like, wow, this is really cool. It's really cool. Like if you pay attention to what's happening in your life, and a lot of times you'll have a lot of clues to what you're supposed to be doing.
So, would you consider yourself an actor that raps or a rapper that acts?
I would definitely consider myself an actor that raps. I acted around because I understand. You know, when we came up, you know, rap was a sport. Like it was, you had to be dope. Like now, it's just like you get a good melody, a good beat, you good. Back then, it was like, you know, it was personal. Like you better be nice. So I don't take nothing away from those cats who devote their time and energy to being a rapper. But I was always rapping along songs. You know, lunch table stuff at school. You at the lunch table, everybody's freestyling. You know, in New York, of course, all day long. But I never was like, hey, I want to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? But the show is a perfect outlet for me to kind of chase that, because my mentality with is I kind of see him as two people. On the left side, when he's in the hood, I see him as a serial killer in my brain. And it sounds crazy, but those are the people who I studied, because they are unapologetically how they are. You know, they think that what they're doing is correct, whether you believe it or not. And I felt like had to have that mindset with the heinous things that he was doing and the not so heinous things, regardless of what people thought, it had to be okay for him. And I watched a lot of interviews from cats like that. But on the rap side, I kind of put myself in a position where it's like I'm competitive by nature. So I was like, if I was a rapper in 1990, who would be my competition? Then I'm thinking basically all of the greatest rappers ever. So in my brain, when I approached the script and the stories, and when we're in the studio with DJ Premier and the pen that Fonte Coleman puts behind the raps, I'm trying to make it seem like it's really 1990. And I really want to get on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm competing with these legends who are like, you know, don't know anything about me. But in my brain, it's like, I get to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I kind of train
No, but tell me the truth. Are you ever like in the booth, like feeling overwhelmed? Like, oh my God, I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy.
I swear to you, like the joint that's the song for this season. This session was like, Primo was on tour, he's in between things, and he had like a day to get in for us to record it. And I was been learning it for like a week or whatever, but it's like there was a moment where I was in the booth and I was like, yo, Jay-Z was here. Like Pac was here. Like Biggie was here. Nas was here, and Primo was there. You know what I'm saying? So like at that moment, I was like, yo, this is a blessing, you know what I'm saying? And then I was also like, I'm going to kill this. I have to, you know. I have to, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's not dope, it's nobody but my fault. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure.
But from the reaction, I think you're doing it. You know, from the reaction. Good is good. Yes, I think people are loving it. People are really loving you.
It's a blessing. I love people, man. Thank you guys. Seriously. I know what's going on. Like, I know there's a lot of noise. How you doing, man? My name is Antoine Harris. I play on the breaks, and I'm on CNikky.com. Thank you guys, man. For real. Keep doing what y'all doing. We appreciate you.